Taylor Swift experienced a moment of pure terror during a high-stakes football game at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City when she watched Travis Kelce, her boyfriend, suffer what appeared to be a devastating hit on the field. The game between the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions had drawn massive crowds as fans packed into the venue expecting to witness an incredible showdown between two competitive teams. Tension filled the air as both sides fought aggressively for dominance, with players giving everything they had in pursuit of victory. Kelce had been delivering an outstanding performance throughout the match, demonstrating precisely why so many consider him among the elite tight ends in professional football. His summer had been filled with joy and positivity, largely due to his blossoming romance with Swift, which had become a constant topic across entertainment and sports media. Entering this particular game, he appeared focused and determined to help lead his team to another win. During the second quarter, the Chiefs were driving downfield, attempting to break through Detroit's defense and establish control of the game's tempo. Kelce executed a brilliant catch that highlighted his exceptional talent as he pulled the ball down with remarkable precision. However, as he attempted to push forward and gain additional yards, a Lions defender came rushing from his blind side, delivering a bone-crushing tackle that completely blindsided him. The collision was so powerful that it sent Kelce flying through the air in an uncontrolled manner before he landed hard on the ground, striking his knee awkwardly and rolling over in a frightening display that caused everyone watching to gasp in horror. An eerie silence fell across the entire stadium as spectators stared at the motionless figure lying on the playing surface. Television cameras quickly shifted focus to the luxury suite where Swift had been intently following every play of the game. Her face was captured in vivid detail as shock and terror washed over her features. Her jaw dropped open as she let out an audible gasp while watching the man she cares for deeply lying injured on the field. Tears immediately began forming in her eyes as the severity of the situation became clear to her. She jumped up from her seat, unable to remain still, while Kelce lay motionless below. Her hands shook noticeably as she brought them to her face, attempting to cope with the traumatic scene unfolding before her. The distress etched across her expression was impossible to miss, and it became obvious to everyone that this moment had shaken her to her core. Other spectators in the VIP section couldn't help but notice her emotional state, and many found themselves equally concerned both for Kelce's well-being and for Swift's visible anguish. Someone sitting close to the superstar later gave an interview to journalists providing a detailed account of what they observed. This person explained that Swift had been relaxed and enjoying herself throughout the game, but the instant she witnessed Kelce's collision, everything transformed. She immediately covered her mouth with her hand, and her eyes quickly became red as moisture gathered in them. The observer stressed that you could literally sense the emotional pain emanating from Swift, not simply because of her romantic concern, but because she recognized how much dedication he brings to every game and how crushing an injury would be for him personally. On the field itself, medical personnel and team doctors sprinted toward Kelce's position to evaluate his condition and determine whether serious damage had occurred. They formed a circle around him, conducting preliminary examinations while the crowd watched anxiously. Up in her viewing area, Swift remained standing at the edge of the box, clutching the railing with white knuckles as she refused to turn away from the scene below. Her complete attention stayed locked on Kelce and the medical staff surrounding him. Witnesses reported that she maintained this position for what seemed like forever, monitoring every gesture and desperately hoping for positive signs. As time passed and Kelce remained on the ground, Swift's emotional response intensified dramatically. Tears began flowing freely down her cheeks, and despite her attempts to wipe them away subtly, there was no concealing her true feelings. The witness, who later spoke publicly about the incident, described it as genuinely devastating to observe, noting that Swift appeared to be offering silent prayers while hoping for the best possible news. The entire venue seemed frozen in collective anticipation, waiting to discover what would happen. Then, after an agonizing wait, Kelce started moving. He gradually pushed himself upward using his arms, and the instant this happened, the stadium exploded with cheering. A massive wave of relief swept through Arrowhead as supporters celebrated seeing their beloved player beginning to recover. Kelce, sporting his recognizable number 87 uniform, got to his feet and shook his head, indicating to everyone that he wasn't seriously hurt and could keep playing. Cameras immediately located Swift in her section and recorded her response, which showed pure, overwhelming relief. She exhaled deeply while placing both hands on her head, trying to steady her emotions. Moisture still glistened in her eyes, but now a smile was emerging through the concern. If this story is hitting you right in the feels, make sure you subscribe to stay updated. During this powerful moment, fans of Swift who were attending the game united together, calling out Kelce's name in harmony, producing a surge of encouragement that reverberated throughout the entire facility. This represented their method of demonstrating support, not only for the athlete, but also for Taylor Swift, whom they respected and wanted to console. Another spectator who watched everything unfold offered their observations, explaining that when Travis eventually stood up, Taylor's entire demeanor changed instantly. She smiled despite her tears in what appeared to be a moment of relief conquering anxiety. This individual continued by noting that it was apparent to all observers that the connection between Swift and Kelce possesses remarkable depth and that she couldn't possibly conceal the strength of her feelings regardless of how public the environment happened to be. The connection between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has emerged as one of the most discussed romantic partnerships in contemporary culture, attracting attention from countless individuals worldwide. Since they made their relationship public knowledge in 2023, the pair has transformed into a cultural sensation representing an extraordinary blend of entertainment and athletic worlds. Their romance has received extensive coverage from news organizations and admirers who have tracked each development with tremendous enthusiasm. Taylor has attended many Chiefs matches during the current season, displaying her constant support for Kelce and his teammates. She has become a familiar presence in the spectator areas, frequently wearing a red garment featuring Kelce's number 87, which has evolved into a recognizable symbol. Her attendance at these sporting events has introduced an entirely fresh audience to professional football as her devoted fans tune in to spot their beloved artist supporting her partner. Similarly, Kelce has shown up at multiple performances during Taylor's enormously popular Eras tour, joining her at shows across different countries and backing her professional endeavors with equal enthusiasm. This reciprocal encouragement and authentic affection between them has connected powerfully with admirers who view their partnership as an inspiring demonstration of two accomplished individuals elevating each other. The game that Sunday evening at Arrowhead Stadium will certainly be remembered not merely for the athletic competition, but for the genuine emotional display that occurred among the spectators. Witnessing Taylor Swift so exposed and frightened for Travis Kelce's welfare reminded everyone that underneath the fame and public images they are fundamentally two individuals who have profound feelings for each other. The injury scare functioned as a harsh reminder of the physical dangers that football athletes confront each time they enter the playing field and how challenging it must be for their family members to observe, knowing that risk is constantly present. Thankfully, Kelce managed to depart the scene without assistance and escaped what might have been a severe injury. The relief experienced by Swift and by supporters everywhere was tangible, and the episode only appeared to reinforce the connection between them in public perception. As the season progresses, admirers will undoubtedly be observing carefully not just for the Chiefs' achievements during games, but also for additional glimpses of the remarkable relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce